bring in the Tab Ultra C and see the difference there. Clearly, the biggest difference is going to be the screen real estate. This is the big one. This is this is the best e-ink tablet you can buy right now, hands down, to be quite honest. It's got the same type of screen, but this is 300 dots per inch in black and white, and it's got the 150 dots per inch layer in color, so it adds those two things in there, and it does use both at the same time. So the black and white is always 300 dots per inch, and the color is always 150, so it's not like it sort of switches mode. I think a lot of people were confused about that. As you saw there, it is not the fastest to boot up. That is one thing about Boox devices, is that they aren't super speedy to boot up. Whereas the Kindle wakes up in a flash, and so does the Kobo. So if you're just going for readers there, then do that. So the screen performance should be pretty similar, really. But there are more pixels on here to drive, so I would imagine the battery life is going, well, it's going to use its battery at a sort of similar rate, but this does have a bigger battery. Actually, that does look, with both lights off, that does look like we have slightly less darkness here on the Tab Ultra C, which is an interesting one there for us all to see. With the lights on, let's go up through the scale. Let's go its coldest first, sort of somewhere near the middle for both. And you can see still, I can see that in real life as well as you guys can see that at home. There is definitely a lighter screen on the Tab Ultra C. I was not expecting that. Very interesting indeed. And then let's go through the color temperature range. Much more orange there. And it's an interesting one, like, because the Tab Nova was always a very orange warm light as well. So generally speaking, most of the time I will be running both of these somewhere in this sort of region, which is one reason why the battery life does get such an impact. But actually you can see you have to run those lights a little bit less on the Tab Ultra C here, the larger one, than you do on the Tab Mini to get a sort of similar look. Now, one thing that has been noted is that there is no difference in terms of actually the layout of these home pages that they designed on their launcher. And you can, of course, go for your own launcher. You can pick any launcher you want to, and you can put that on top here and you can use that. So don't feel like you're stuck with this. But actually, we've got different size devices here. Why are the apps the same size on this? And of course, why are they the same size still when you go up to the Tab X, for instance? I think that this is the one to go for if you want to use it side by side with something else. So one very common use case would be to have your PDF of choice open, and then in the excellent Neo reader, and then have split screen, or rather with the PDF reader, you access split screen through this menu here, and with a handwritten notes next door to it, you have one of the best uses in all of e-ink tablets, which is having a PDF next to a dedicated. Now that's an interesting thing, sort of thing with the Tab Ultra C. For some reason, there is a slight pause. Is it just when you change pens? Yeah, look, do you see that? A slight pause on the first pen stroke. That doesn't seem to be the case. Yeah, I think it was when you change pens as well. Yes, when you change pens, it is on both of these. And it wasn't the case in your older Boox devices. So that's an interesting thing. I think they do need to sort that out. Using the split screen mode is clearly going to be better on the larger screen. One thing I've always thought about this as a tablet is that the whole Boox platform, I should say, this size of tablet, I should say, the 7.8 inches, these make great companions to your larger e-ink tablets. And actually, maybe the thing for you maybe is to go for a big screen, black and white. I'm thinking of the Tab X, or indeed just look for one of the excellent Max Lumis, Max Lumi 1 or Max Lumi 2, fantastic devices, and have that for being your academic PDF place, because reading academic PDFs on an A4 screen is absolutely fabulous. And have this as a place where all of these notebooks sync from one to the other, and you can have this as a place that in your pocket, in your bag, on your travels, you've still got access to all of your same notebooks. So I think that this little one is a companion to a bigger Boox device. I'm not saying you have to buy two. And if you do want to get into one, if you want your first e-ink tablet, I still think this is the right size to buy. I know this is still $450. It's not cheap, but this size to buy the Nova Air or Nova Air 2 at this size is a good way in to starting your journey with e-ink tablets, if you want to know how good they are before you sort of commit to one of the bigger ones. The other big difference is going to be, of course, there's no camera on here. Many people will be absolutely delighted to hear there's no camera on the back here. But if the scanner, the document scanner, I should call it, is something that you would use, then you will need to go up for the Tab Ultra or the Tab Ultra C here. So if you are someone who thinks, no, actually, I would like to take scans of physical documents that then I can write on them, then that is something that certainly you would like. Finally, the thing which is definitely going to sway you, some of you at least, to buying the Tab Ultras of the world, is going to be the keyboard case, because this for me is an absolutely fabulous way if you want to start documents by over voice recognition or by handwriting recognition, but then edit them using a keyboard that is so natural on. This is an absolutely brilliant use, and this is why I get so much use out of the Tab Ultra and Tab Ultra C, and why I don't think I couldn't go back to one of these right now as well. I'm noticing today quite a lot, by the way, that there is a lot of fingerprints, and I'm thinking, gosh, I got something on my hands or something. This one is a fingerprint magnet. It really is getting quite a lot of fingerprints on it. Something that I haven't noticed, I don't think, of any Boox tablet, not to this level at least, as well. So thanks very much, Doodoo, sending out these little squirty screen cleaners. They're cool. There's something I actually use a lot, whereas the screen covers I don't think are that important to me. So I'm hesitant to say it's a gimmick, incidentally, having that kind of paper-like screen feel, but it's not that important to me. Incidentally, there's been a lot of chat about this keyboard case, and people talking about, oh, every time you move around it constantly disconnects. I don't find that as much because I don't hold it like this. I don't know if people are expecting to hold it by the top here and then just sort of, move around with it like this. But whenever I always hold it by the base like this, and it doesn't disconnect from me when I move it around. So that's something I would say is worth remembering. The performance is going to be very similar. Let's go ahead and watch a video. Why not? Yeah, all right, let's forget it. So we're all in the exact same thing. So great stuff. Will they create a Note 5 in color? I don't know. I doubt it. It doesn't seem like something they would do right now. But there we are. That's my the current live stream, and they're both looking fine. What Eink mode are they both in? They're both in balanced, and they still look fine, by the way. So if we go into ultra fast on both, and let's just relax and sort of see what it looks like if I sort of move around. Is not the quickest, the highest action that we've ever seen. Yeah, Sarita appreciates it anyway. That is, yeah, it's one of those Inception moments.